Oh, I titled the talk all because I was listening to a spiritual CD by Megan McDonough, and it's called, the title of the CD is Breathe, and I'm definitely promoting that, yes. I would check it out because it's just inspirational, every song, and so many of them are her originals, and just hit for me. But I'm listening to this. The reason I'm listening to it is because, remember last week I had my grandkids for a week, and I was having one that was melting down from allergies and coughing and hacking, and it just wouldn't stop. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do something. So I put that CD in. I'm trying to calm them down. A lot of times I'll put GUC on, just to, maybe they'll just, and I don't get pushback. It's like, oh, Grandma, please don't turn that on. They don't. But I put this CD in. And here comes the song, and it's called Talk to God. And, yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you the lyrics. Hang up the phone and talk to God. Get off on your own and talk to God. Or just stay home and talk to God and open your heart to heal. And then it says, shut down the computer and talk to God. Put down the cookie and talk to God. What does it say? Say goodbye to the suitor and talk to God and open your heart to heal. And it goes, stop suffering in the shadows and just talk to God and open your heart to heal. So I picked these two pictures here. Hang up the phone and talk to God. Right. You can hit decline and send them to voicemail. Boy, that's hard sometimes, though, isn't it? It's like Pavlov's dog with this phone. Because it rings or alerts, which I've taken all alerts off my phone, is we've got to answer it. There's just this knee jerk, right? And then what's the next one? Shut down the computer and talk to God. Shut it down. Turn it off. It is a distraction. Let me sing that again. I love that song. Hang up the phone and talk to God, right? Look at the next slide. Prayer is simply talking to God. You can talk to God like you're talking to a friend. Welcome to our chaplain program. Our chaplains, when they first start, they are called. They know they're being called to serve in this way. But they don't feel they're worthy of it. I can tell you, because I joined the chaplain program 20 years ago when I was a congregant, and I thought, oh boy, I know that I'm supposed to be doing this, but I don't really know how to pray with other people. And it was drilled into me, and then of course I was now in Unity School as well, drilled into me that it's just having a conversation with people. You talk and you pray with others as if they're your friend. That's talking to God. I'm sure many of you do this too. Who sometimes talks the most to God in the car? I do. I'm all the time in gratitude, or if I'm struggling with something, who does this one? I need a billboard, please. I'm having trouble deciding what I should be doing. Can you please give me a billboard? And then sometimes things off the wall show up, don't they? Oh my God. And then I question it. Oh boy, that's another whole story. This picture next I love. That's how a child talks to God. But we get to be this adult now. And we can't just sit on a bench and just start laughing, right? In this particular picture, yes, the boy's holding a Bible. It doesn't matter what book he's holding. It's the laughter. It is the energy around that. And sometimes, do we go to God when we're feeling like that? And when I say go to God, I'm not talking, I really want you to get that it took years for me to stop thinking about that God's up there on a cloud and that I have to do something in order to gain his audience, and I have to be good in order for that prayer to get answered. I don't know if anybody grew up with that type of thinking. And then comes unity, and unity says, it doesn't matter what you've done, what you're doing, how you address it, that God is within and all around. So absolutely, God's in the clouds, God's in the trees, God's in the grass, the bunnies, the animals. God's in me. Can you really own that? And I ask this often of you. When you can own that, can you own it? Because when you can own it, your life will change forever. You will start to believe you're enough just the way you are. Just the way you are. Oh, yeah, Reverend Kathy, but you don't know what I've done. It doesn't matter. My favorite 2 words in the English language are, do you know them? So what? Oh, I have 2 sets. You're right. 2 sets of 2 words. So what? Choose again. That's the God I have a relationship with. No matter what I do, God says, so what? How's that working for you, Kathy? Well, it's not working. Now, whatever, Now Michael's not speaking to me, okay? Well, then choose again. Quit thinking that you can make God mad. There's a whole nother way. And I said on the way in here, as I'm talking to God going through the lobby, saying, whatever you want me to say, I will totally go off topic if I need to. It seems like I'm heading there. I don't know why this is hitting me, but yet I do know why this is hitting me. Because I think as a world, as a country, as decisions have been made this week that are hurtful to some populations of people, especially to some populations of people, that I think we are being called more now than ever to live the truth that we know, to draw from these 5 principles. Kathy is not political. I am not. I am about, no matter where you are on any spectrum, religious or spiritual or political, as long as your position is about treating people good and kind and decent, and it's about love and compassion and mindfulness, then I will honor wherever you are. Because I believe that's what Jesus was trying to teach us as one of our master teachers. One of our master teachers was trying to teach us. Yeah, slow down, Kathy. I wrote this morning. Oh, yeah, listen to this. I had never heard of this story called The Trees and the Axe. A-X-E. The Trees and the Axe. Anybody familiar with that? Oh. A man came into a forest and made a petition to the trees to provide him a handle for his axe. The trees consented to his request and gave him a young ash tree. No sooner had the man fitted it for a new handle to his axe, then he began to use it, and quickly felled with his strokes the noblest of giants of the forest. An old oak, lamenting when too late the destruction of his companions, said to a neighboring cedar, "The first step has lost us all. If we had not given up the rights of the ash, we might yet have retained our own privileges and have stood for ages. The moral of that story is in yielding the right of others, we may endanger our own. In unity, unity stands for inclusivity. Do you know that? And that's why I still say, I'm shocked that these doors are not bursting open because we're so crowded. Because people are looking for a place to come and realize that there is a spiritual place for them where people are honored and included. So I broke down those words. Unity is about inclusivity. The definition of unity is a state of being united or joined as a whole. Unity. State of being united or joined as a whole. Inclusivity is a practice and policy of providing equal access to opportunities and resources for people who might otherwise be excluded or marginalized. That's why you see all walks of life in a unity church, is because we honor inclusivity. We are, no matter what age, no matter what race, no matter what sexual orientation, whatever that case may be, we honor you. As Kim said in the opening prayer, as long as your path is about treating people good and kind and decent. Why? I wrote this down because I want to ask, why are you here? Why did you come today? Anybody got an answer? Why? Oh, out of obligation? You love it here. Recharge. Jamie. It hires her vibration. Say, celebrate?
Celebrate my spiritual roots.
Celebrate her spiritual roots. Yes. Community. Yes. To be with like-minded people. Divine appointment. She is here by divine appointment to receive a blessing in some way, shape, or form. That's hanging above those double doors when you come in. Do you know that? Has anybody noticed? Have you looked up? When you come in the double doors, it says, you are here by divine appointment to receive a special blessing. To see my smile. I don't know, I'm pretty serious about this one, Ron. But I ask that because I want you to question yourself. Why did you get up on a Sunday morning? You could still be in your jammies, right? Sorry, Facebook, if you're in your jammies. They probably are. But there's nothing like being in here, is there? No. Okay. I'm really going to throw a curveball here. I'm going to talk to you about Moses really quick. Moses, he's one of my favorite characters in the Old Testament, and the Old Testament is not one of my favorite books because there's a lot of scary things in there, and there's a lot of old language, and a lot of it was directed by and deleted by certain factions of groups that needed to get books out of there because they were kind of blaspheme. Oh, by the way, we do have books in the bookstore of the Unity 5 Principles in case you want to go a little bit deeper, and it's fairly short to read. But, oh, who would want to read this thing, right? Lord, Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. Yep, and guess who co-authored this? Charles Fillmore. It's amazing, and it is a tool that I use, and you're going to find out why. Moses is one of my favorite people in the Old Testament because Moses represents every single one of us. Every single one of us. Okay? what happens? Does anybody, any Bible people here who kind of know the story about what was shown to Moses in the very beginning? What startled him and he saw this? The burning bush. Thank God nobody said the donkey and Mary. Go back a few Sundays and you'll know why I said that. The burning bush, okay? And the fire wouldn't go out, would it? Have you ever gotten a message and no matter how many times you don't listen, the bush keeps burning, doesn't it? I'm here today because the bush never quit burning, even though I kept saying, no, I don't want to be a minister. No. I want to just serve the church in whatever capacity I can. Bush kept burning. All right, then, finally, okay, but God, I'm the wrong person, Moses says. It's not me. You got the wrong guy. Pick my brother, okay? I've got a list. My brother speaks very eloquently. Pick him. No, it's you, Moses. You're the one I want. Just think about different times in your life when you knew you were being nudged, as we say, to go in a certain direction, and you're, I'm not sure. I'm waiting for the billboard. You got a freaking burning bush going on over here, but I'm waiting for a billboard, right? And we still deny what we're being called to do. What we're being called to do is being greatness. It's not about being a minister. It's not about being called to be a teacher. I'm not going to say a position. I'm going to say you are constantly being called, like Moses was, to stand in your greatness and bring your people home. Bring your people home. Okay? All right, now, how many years did Moses try to bring those people home, the Israelites? 40. Do you really think it was 40 years? Because 40 represents however long it takes to complete something. Look how many times in the Bible there's references. 40 days, right? 40 days in the wilderness. Jesus fasted for 40 days. There's many examples of 40, and Moses is another one. 40 years, okay? 40 years. Here we go. On a map, literally, it's proven they just kept going around in circles. Hundreds of miles in a circle. Can you relate to that? Going around in circles. Yep. Going around in circles. How these stories are about us. And that's why I love metaphysically interpreting these stories. Okay, now do you also remember, all right, how did he get them out of Egypt? Remember? Parting of the sea. But the parting of the sea didn't happen until Moses had to put his foot in the water. Ain't nothing going to happen until you do principle 5. I live it. I claim the truth that I know, and I live it. That story is about you. Oh, man, I really do love metaphysics because this whole Bible is about you, and it is a roadmap of your life, including the Old Testament. So the Old Testament, this story of Moses and the whole Exodus, the book of Exodus. This is the Exodus, right, out of prison, out of, I'm going to relate it to, some people feel like the rights have been taken away this weekend. Some people feel that. Some people are very afraid that more rights are going to be taken away from them. And I'm here to tell you, stop that thinking. Just stop it. Thoughts in mind, what? So do you want more of that? No. You want more of what? Love, kindness, compassion, then you got to put your feet to your concerns. I'm not saying sit back and just go la la land and all be kumbaya. No. Do what's yours to do to make changes in our world, but come from love. It is the only way that we are going to change things. And as I look at things from this weekend, and I'm taking and fielding some calls from people who have become very afraid of their own safety. And I'm saying how important it is to shift your vibration and keep it up. And so I'm grateful they've called and reached out, because you call me, I'm not going to have a pity party with you. So if you want pity, don't call me. Because I will have empathy, but I won't have pity, because I know what it takes. Many of you know my life experiences, and it ain't been a pretty road. But I know now through all that I can say this to you and say it with conviction. I don't know it from a book. I know it from life. You know, I picked this one up in the bookstore. Remember Armand and Angelina, if you were here, when they were here, and they were so good. And he left us with some of these books. And I just picked it up because this is when I found freedom. When I realized I was not guilty of anything. I am not guilty today when I have negative feelings. I'm not guilty when I get scared. I'm not guilty. Take that out of your vocabulary. There is nothing to feel guilty about. So what? Choose again. Choose again. And how do you do this? How do you do this? By shutting off the phone and talking to God. Put down the cookie and talk to God. Spend time in nature talking to God. And you will open your heart to heal. I promise you, you will. But don't go to the woods and take your phone in the on position. It's safe to take your phone, but don't put it where you can hear bzz, 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 right? No. I want to read to you something by John Muir. You know, does anybody know John Muir? He is the father of the Sierra Group. He is the father of, I'll just read this paragraph. Nothing could have given John Muir more pleasure, for he lived to bring people back to the wilderness for the spiritual and physical healing it could give them. But even in the 1870s, he realized that the pure wilderness area of America was fast disappearing before the woodsman's axe, the shepherd's flock, and the miner's pick. Muir's prose served to awaken people, to awaken the public to the thoughtless waste and unrestrained exploitation that was destroying the natural beauty of the United States. More than anyone else, he massed public sentiment behind the preservation of America's forests and mountains. The entire American environmentalist tradition, from the National Park Service to the Earth First, owes him a great debt. Let's show that last slide. And into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul. Into the forest. You don't have to go to the trees, people. Into the forest. Into the forest. It's what you do every Sunday here in meditation. Into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul. Let's read the affirmation that we've chosen for this week. This is for you. Please take a picture of this if it'll help you remember it. This is what I'd like you to say for yourself all week long. Ready? Today I choose to limit my distractions and tune into Source. I know that all I need is just one call away. Let's repeat that. Does it make sense to you? Do you truly believe that? It's just one call away? Right? Reminds me of Wizard of Oz. That's another whole talk on Glenda. She was just a call away. Today I choose to limit my distractions and tune into Source. I know that all I need is just one call away. And with that, I say namaste. Namaste is that the Christ presence in me truly sees and honors the Christ presence in each and every one of you. Namaste.